What's up, everybody? It's Grim, your YouTube Wrestling Figures Heavyweight Champion, and I'm coming to you back again with a part 2 from yesterday, and I promise this will be the end of this, but I want to address some questions that a lot of you had, because obviously I didn't do a good job explaining it. So the number one thing that I got blowback about from yesterday's video, where I explained to you guys why Pete Corvus will no longer be a part of GTS Wrestling, and he won't be a part of GTS Wrestling for the tirade, the meltdown he had on social media about GTS Wrestling. And people said, "Oh, good, Grim. Sure you fired him for having an opinion? That's what we're dealing with now." No, everyone's welcome to their opinion. And everyone's welcome to come to me. I'm a very approachable guy. Backstage, any of these guys pitch ideas to me. They pitch angles, they pitch storylines, matches they want to do, feuds they want to have. I'm very approachable. You could ask any of them. I fired him because he came to social media with his issues and not me. You can't work at Walmart and walk around the aisles of Walmart telling all the customers that Walmart sucks, Walmart's trash, and Walmart should be burned to the ground. You won't work there, I promise. You can't work at McDonald's and tell the customers that McDonald's tastes like shit, okay? Because McDonald's will fire you. You can't work at GTS and go on Twitter and tell people that GTS sucks. I will get rid of you and you will be gone. If you want to be a part of my program, you want to be a part of my show, you are Team GTS for life, you're Team GTS or die, or you can get the fuck out. And I'm sorry I'm getting fired up about it, but that's the facts, and that's the bottom line, okay? And the thing is, they say, well, you fired Pete Corvus, and he was the reason I watched the show. Look, I said I know you love the guy, but here's the thing, okay? He don't love you back, okay? Just like CM Punk. Okay? So, there you go. There's your analogy. He's the CM Punk of GTS. But guess what? I didn't fire him on his wedding day because bitch ain't ever gonna get married the way he treats women. But that's besides the point. Because what? The guy, he barely showed up to GTS Wrestling anyway. Have you seen him on GTS recently? No. Maybe the only time you've even seen him was when I recorded him at an SWF show in some other match, because he shows up to those. But, you know, he hasn't been showing up to GTS Wrestling. He hasn't been a part of anything important in GTS Wrestling in a very long time. And he's had a multitude of other disciplinary actions and problems in the past that we've had to deal with that you guys never even knew about. And you want to know why you don't know about them? Because we don't need to bring the bullshit backstage drama, the real life problems, to you guys. Because you guys love Pete Corvus. And if you actually seen the way the asshole acts backstage, the kind of stuff when he says like this, "Fuck you, Jimmy, shut your fucking mouth, I fucking hate you." Like, Jimmy Controversy is an OG of GTS Wrestling. We love Jimmy. Jimmy's like my little brother, man. And he doesn't deserve to be disrespected. And the guys that are working to be better on GTS, yeah, that might not be very good right now. They're learning and they don't deserve to be disrespected. You use your social media to build each other up. You don't tear each other down. And that's all Corvus wanted to do, was tear people down. And for the better part of the last year, that's what he did. And like I said, hasn't been part of anything important for the better part of this year. But then that's the year he says that hasn't been any good. Because the man's ego is so big that he doesn't think that GTS Wrestling can be any good without him. Well, I'm here to prove his ass wrong, because I built this show without your ass. I built GTS Wrestling from the ground up, and I don't need you, Pete. I don't need anybody, to be honest. Nobody's bigger than the brand. Just like in WWE, they didn't need Hulk Hogan. They didn't need the Macho Man. They don't need Stone Cold. They don't need The Rock. They don't need The Ultimate Warrior. They don't need Goldberg. They don't need Brock. They don't need The Undertaker. Whoever it is, there's other stars. There's other people to capture your interest, and that is what GTS will bring to you. And I'm not, like, the evil boss like Vince McMahon. Some people love to paint me as Grim the evil boss like Vince McMahon, and that's horse crap, and I'll tell you why. Because, first of all, Vince McMahon, the bad guy on TV, is a character. Vince McMahon's doing what's right for his business, and you may not agree with it, but you don't know all the facts. You don't know everything that goes on backstage. So when Vince McMahon makes a decision, like if baffles me why Braun Strowman is not Universal Champion. But being the business mind that I have, and knowing what goes on backstage, and knowing what happens at my own show, I respect the decision, because there's clearly something that goes on with Braun Strowman backstage that Vince McMahon doesn't trust him to hold that championship right now. And then I see a story on Ringside News about how Braun Strowman's his own worst enemy backstage. Boom! Bingo! I knew it. I knew there had to be something. And on top of that, he's got bad knees. I knew it. I knew there had to be something. Vince does not want to put a championship on this guy if he's got backstage issues and bad knees. The bad knees could blow out at any time, and then that's it. Your big superstar champion is injured. Or he's got backstage attitude and doesn't decide to show up tonight and miss his main event match for Raw. Vince McMahon would be screwed. That's why he hasn't given Braun the ball. And that's how I have to manage my show too. And you guys, you love the show, and thank you so much for watching it. We appreciate it every damn day of the week. But you don't know the struggles and the trials and the tribulations that go into making the show that we got to deal with backstage and deal with these guys. And trust me, there's a lot of things I'd like to do that I haven't been able to do and I can't do because of the limitations of the rest of the roster. So that begs the question. Let's get to the title of the video. Where's everybody else? Well, let's start with Tommy Salami, for example. Tommy Salami has a new job that he started the past couple of months, and it's very sporadic. He gets a call the night before to tell him where, when, and why he's going to be working. It could be a few hours, it could be all day, it could be far away, it could be close. He never knows. And it's very hard to plan to come down to tapings when he doesn't know where he's going to be working the next day. So, therefore, it's been difficult for him. But he's trying, and he wants to be part of it. And he never went on social media to blast me or anybody else on the program. He still supports the program 100%. Thank you, Tommy. Love you, buddy. Who else do I love? I love the Mark, Jeff Bravo. The last we seen of him was at Grimomania. And then, what happened? The weather got nice. Well, Jeff Bravo works in a business that's seasonal, from early spring to late fall. And now that it's late fall, we might be seeing the Mark coming back to GTS. We might not. I don't know. I got to talk to the man. But I want to bring him back for you. And I'm going to talk to him, and we're going to see if we can get the Mark back in GTS wrestling. Where's Cletus? Same exact thing. Cletus also has a very seasonal job, and the summer is also a very difficult time for him, but now that it's slowing down, we're going into the winter. Cletus may be making his return to GTS Wrestling very soon. Well, where's the Beak Incarnate? Vlad. Where is Vlad? Well, he's got a big beak. It's made of solid steel, and I think I'm gonna put him in our next series. Is that a spoiler alert? Well, what about Pita Kid? I get asked a hell of a lot about Pita Kid. And Pita Kid is away at college, okay? So he's out of state. He's in college trying to, get a degree so he can get a good job and make a lot of money as an adult. And therefore, he cannot appear on GTS Wrestling. But I'm going to try to pull a few strings and maybe get a special appearance out of the Pita Kid. Now, let's talk about Manabo. Manabo had some health issues he had to deal with, and he's worked very hard over the summer to deal with his health issues. They, I don't want to get into what they were, but he's feeling better, and he's aching to make a return. And so, do I hear his tag team partner, Oliver Klozoff, Eddie Doom Crew, headed back to GTS Wrestling. So I want you guys to get hyped because it's really looking good. Now, the Wampus also had a change of job and isn't available as much as he used to be. Actually, he's barely available at all for when we tape. But we're going to try to get Wampus back in some special scenes on days that he's not working. It might not be at the warehouse. It might have to be off-site. It might be a vlog. It might be a promo. It might just be in my backyard. But we're going to get the Wampus back on this show. I want you guys to know how hard I'm going to work to bring the characters you want, to bring the action that you want, and to entertain you guys. And I promise you, starting tomorrow, Tuesday, through Saturday, that Solid Steel series, we're going to knock your socks off. You're not going to be able to believe what goes down on this channel. You're going to be like this. I promise you. I promise you guys. It's going to be balls to the wall. Soda Pop Smith lives very, very far away. He travels over 2 hours to make it to GTS Wrestling for tapings. So therefore, it's not always feasible for it to come based on weather, based on his work, and what have you. So he comes sporadically. Ace Marksman, on his way back. Ace Marksman, as you guys know, dealt with a tough time with a horrible family tragedy. You know, that the man's still here and the man still wants to be part of wrestling after everything that's happened is a testament to the strength of Ace Marksman, and he will be returning to the GTS Wrestling. Freddie Flamingo, the Beach Bums, TJ Crawford appeared on Impact Wrestling last week. Okay? These guys are moving on to bigger things. You know, I mean, GTS Wrestling is huge, but there are bigger things. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, guys who think they're moving on to bigger and better things and still working in front of 15 people and driving 9 hours to do it. Subtweet City, bitch. But what I am saying is that Freddie Flamingo, TJ Crawford have been on Impact Wrestling. You know, Jordan Oliver is the CZW Wire champion. These guys are making big waves in the world of professional wrestling, and that limits their time that they can be on GTS Wrestling. But they will be back. And I don't know so much about Jordan Oliver, but Freddie Flamingo, you're definitely going to see that boy again. We can't wait to have Freddie Flamingo swim on back to GTS Wrestling. We just seen Kirby return. Nobody cared. And Kirby, we got to find a way for Kirby to connect with the audience. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think of Kirby? Do you like Kirby? He came back to almost no react. Like, you guys, I don't know. I want you to care about Kirby, but he did return on GTS Wrestling yesterday. Kirby, back in action at GTS. Bonifer. A lot of people want to know what happened to Bonifer. Well, Bonifer is traveling across the ocean to Ireland to work professional wrestling shows across seas. He's been doing a lot of stuff, and he's also been dealing with some personal issues, and that is why he's not been able to attend GTS Wrestling. Now, it's one of those things where I'm not sure Bonifer is a great fit in GTS Wrestling anymore. He's certainly welcome back, but it remains to be seen if we'll see him back. I will reach out. I will try to see if we can bring him back. And then we have a big problem with Giant Leather. As you've seen, we had Medium Leather this past Halloween in the Halloween episodes, but where's Giant Leather? People were mad. Well, Giant Leather has moved very, very, very far away. He's no longer in the area, so therefore he's completely 100% unavailable for GTS Wrestling unless he comes back to visit for a special appearance, something like that, or moves back. Giant Leather, unfortunately, that ship has sailed due to no fault of my own. You know, I think that I take issue with a lot of that because I feel like you guys get mad at me. Like, okay, Giant Leather's moved away and can no longer be part of the show because he lives 3,000 miles or 6,000 miles away. Fuck you, Graham, unsubscribe. Like, what am I supposed to do? I can't force the man to live here. You know, Bonifer's traveling across the ocean. Like, I can't force the man to show up at GTS Wrestling. I could give you what I can only do the best I can do, and the best I can do is what I'm doing for you. And I promise you, we're going to step things up, we're going to step up the action, and we're going to blow your socks off at Solid Steel Series. Muncher and his brother Brian Cuso, they will be back. Spoiler alert, Solid Steel Series, and they're going to be coming a lot more regularly too, because we've struck a deal with them to be back. Finally, I want to wrap things up with Sterling. Sterling also dealing with some personal issues, looking to make a return very soon. Ron Voyage, Buster Jackson, missing in action. But I'm going to reach out to both of them and find out what their deal is. I honestly have no idea. I know they're both around, and we're going to try to get in touch with them to bring them back. But I want to know, guys, let me know in the comments below, who are the GTS stars that you haven't seen around in a while that you really want to see back? And those are the ones I'm going to work the hardest on bringing back to the show. And if I can't bring them back, I want to be open and honest with you as to why and what's going on, just like I did with Pete Corvus. And I want you guys, like I said, you know, if you want to take issue with me and you want to put it on me about why Pete Corvus isn't here, then that's fine. It's my show. I'll take that responsibility and I'll shoulder it. But the bottom line is, was me. And if you're not down with that, we got 3 words for you. Eat it. Yeah!